It's like, wow, he's back to the rhymes.
I
I'm in the
am
booth
blue
straight,
straight
dropping
dropping dimes.
dimes. Clark
Clark
Kent,
Kent,
Daily
Daily
Planet,
Planet,
the
the
Metropolis
Metropolis
Times.
Times.
I
I
write
write
these
these
raps
raps
while I'm
while
under
under
the
the
gun.
gun.
I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut, rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. We got to get someone. We got to tighten that up. Okay, that's back to the rhymes. He's doing it late night. What's new? All right, so let's pull out the list. The list. Right here, number one, album sales. I made a couple attempts. I am definitely making attempts. I got my one pending sale. I just haven't had a way to get to them. I mean, I'd say the sad news is my lack of time. The good news is I think the last report is maybe the bank balance is going up a little bit, which is better than just treading water. That would be just big if that could just continue. The goal here is to just get caught up. And so, because if I could reduce my workload, that would be ideal. I'm trading time for dollars. Have you ever heard of the concept of trading time for dollars? It's really not the way to go. I met a 13-year-old today who he could be so far ahead of everybody. He doesn't have to be trading time for dollars maybe in the next 10 years. He's got the want to, he wants to be successful and make money, and God put it on him to do that because his own parents can't figure out why he wants to make money so much. It's not coming from the parents, but he's going out mowing lawns. 13. So I love it. Anyway, you heard that, Tom? I'll talk to you possibly. You can talk to me. I want to help this young man out. So, My Reformation music video. So the deal is this. I think my last opportunity to have a meeting with Theon to potentially put this CD release party together before she gets super busy through the end of summer, it looks like. So I think the last opportunity to make a meeting for Tuesday did not happen. And so I'm going to have to, I think, out of just a need to move this forward. The music video is ready, as I've said. The Leon video, I guess I can talk about that here. Let's go on number 3. I'm going to talk about these together. So the Leon video, Leon trilogy, I followed off a little bit. It's okay. I'm going to catch up on my day off on Tuesday. So Tuesday looks like this. It's my one day off. I had today off, and as a day off, it wasn't much of a day off. And I slept in a little, but essentially from 9:30, 9:45, I left the house, and I didn't get home till maybe 9 o'clock. That's my day off. I'm meeting people, got to see, and I'll report on that. Talk to people, but I don't have time to get back to them. It's a little frustrating. So anyway, Tuesday's the day. So that's why whatever I can do where it happens in motion, that's where I'm going to put my time. I got to go with where I can be most productive. So Leon's video, how many I should check? I think I'm at mid 70s. I'm a little behind. If I do 5 to 7 more, I'll be low 80s. So I got about 2 to 3 more weeks of sharing his video every day. And then I think I'm going straight into the My Reformation video. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm really curious to see what happens with that. It's a good video, and if I share that 100 times and compare how that does to the Trump video, I'd be interested to see how that goes. I was able to share. I might have to. No, I can talk. I'm let me talk about it later. I'll talk about it now. So I talked to Pastor Evan, worship leader at the Highlands Church, and so I sent him that song. He really liked it. He liked the guitar, really good, and I agree. So I'll just stop there. I'll come back to him. But that's good feedback, and that's without a video. So that's what's going to happen. So stay tuned. I'll say probably by the beginning of August, that's going to start coming out. And like I said, as far as a CD release party, there's no timeline, there's no nothing, and I'm okay with that because it's hard for me to, even to do the Star Spangled Banner song. I was able to pull that off. That song I can do. If I on this album, maybe I could talk about it real quick. I could do the Star Spangled Banner, 21st Century Enter, probably My Reformation. Stay With You is harder. That's Filthy I can do probably without a little practice. No Hope is extremely challenging. He's Coming for His Rainbow. I'm off. I'd have to practice. Keep on Dreaming. I know that song. Innocuous Bliss is challenging. Bedtime Music I can do. So there's your, and plus I could do a Trump song. I could do Back to the Rhymes. I could do those songs. So that's what I can get, if I ever. And so all these things are speculative because until we're physically doing something, it's just ideas. But he was excited about the idea because I asked him, what do you do? He says, I do music. Oh, really? What do you mean? Oh, well, I'm working on mixtapes. I don't know what he's doing exactly, but what I appreciate is his attitude. And what I mean is he's kind of from if we're talking about hip hop, this kind of stuff, but he was nice, engaging, appreciative of collaborating, the idea of collaborating, not standoffish, not who are you, prove yourself, or I don't know if I don't know what the real deal is there. But he wants to work, he wants to do stuff, and I'm right there. So I think he has a recording setup. He's not making beats. He's able to get beats he mentioned, I think he said Corrupt, Raz, Kaz, guys from LA, well known from back in the day. He's talking about Mos Def. I didn't know who that was, but I said Mos Def. No, but I get his song too. I'm like, okay, man, he's connected. Wu-Tang. I don't know exactly what's going on. And he wants to learn the business more too, so he doesn't get out there and then have it taken away from him, which I can appreciate. And that's why I kind of don't do things too fast. Well, I'm aware of that. And I think that's what slows people down, slows down the creative process. It's paralyzing in so many ways when you're like, you don't want to do things the wrong way. So you kind of don't really do a whole lot. So when I do this isn't costing me anything. I'm not really risking anything. No one's going to take this away unless I get deplatformed, which that doesn't seem to be a possibility at this stage of the game. So that's where he's at. But he thought he'd like to learn some of the things that I'm, doing. So that's what I'd love. I would love anyone to help me move along at a faster speed, get somewhere. And I'd love to help anyone else move along at a faster speed and get somewhere and make good music. Pretty simple goals. So we'll see. But he wants me to go up there and record at his studio, and I'm all for it. I'll come back to why I had my first project. I mentioned to him because I was going to start looking at that. And I will say, once I get through the My Reformation, I probably let me come back and say what my next project I would promote is. So rules of engagement. So that comes up when we're talking. I said I have an attorney. He's like, you have an attorney? Well, no, he's not on retainer. I'm not paying him. I'm just paying him by the job, right? But I have somebody if I need him. And Neil is out there, and he's getting, retiring. He's really not taking on more clients, and I'm thankful to have his help. but it's available. So yeah, Bellevue Ballers. Yeah, I gotta. So again, my day off looks like this. I gotta work on that. I gotta get caught up on that. I really haven't recovered from this trip. I'm gonna have to put everything else aside and work on that. And that's what it does. It takes time. That means I got a new vehicle, an old vehicle, but I need to get rid of a vehicle. That's going to have to maybe get done. My foot's a problem. I need to talk to doctors. That's going to have to wait. These are things, I have a car parked on. Thankfully, Seattle's not towing cars like they used to. So I think I can leave a car on the street better than I could a few years ago. Thank God. I like that. I like that kind of situation. I don't want to take it for granted. I don't want to see a sticker on my car, but yeah, I need to do something there. And I don't know if I'm going to get to it on Tuesday. I was planning on it, but I got to focus on my business. So that's what's going to happen Tuesday. Oh, yeah. Anything you can do anything musically on Tuesday? Doesn't look like it. But it's everything is to get everything moving faster, right? So that's the goal. So number 6, so music for Back to the Rhyme song. So that's what I was talking to his fellow's name is Jamal. I didn't get a nickname or anything, but Marquis sent me 5 songs. Well, 5's okay, but an unlimited amount of songs, we can figure something out, Plus, I think it'd be nice if he really wants to work with me, to do something, to take action. So even though it's my preference to make an original beat, in the interest of creating a collaboration, I'll work in that regard and go from there, because I really appreciated that. But we will find out. And I met another fellow later that day, and I met him before. His name's Daryl. He does copyright stuff, so I can meet with him. So that was a good day. I met a couple people, I'd say, or got to find out more about them as far as what they do. So he had a hat, said copywriter. What's that about? Like publishing poetry. Cool, So I love that, It's just, can we help each other? Can we move? Can we progress in our goals together? That kind of thing. So merch. What should I say? Should I even, maybe I could take merch off of there. I have merch now. Let me think about that, if I should take that off. Because I got the merch. Why do I need to talk about it still? I would say maybe I should be talking about, and so the copyright person, Daryl, mentioned about using social media, Facebook. He mentions Facebook, but there's others, obviously, to get your message out. And let me rewind. Sorry. YouTube channel. I talked to the most successful person I personally know, YouTube wise, in with her own channel that she's been not able to continue. So she has advice for me. She's busy. So we're going to do a Zoom meeting some evening at 10 p.m. and she's going to help me with a translation of her husband, because her English isn't as good as she wishes it were, but sounds pretty good to me. But anyway, she has advice, and I can understand. It's probably make shorter videos, but I'm not going to change this thing, because it's just, I like to have a system. I don't mind editing this, and I don't mind doing a separate project. One being, I talked to Leon, and he's got a whole end times deal that would take 3 to 4 hours. He don't want to do a 3 to 4 hour thing on here, which I could appreciate. So I need to talk to him about doing a resource guide, basically, an end times resource guide. And I guess you could say the long and short of it is, there isn't 10 different possibilities for the end times. There's really only one, maybe with a little distinction between how believers go about and how obedient they are as to when the end times happen. But how the end times play out, there's only one. There's not different scenarios. And we talked about this tribulation stuff that came up in the 1850s and was never known about before that. I might have it wrong. It was in the 1800s, and it's just doesn't make any sense. Some guy out of the total blue, kind of like a Joseph Smith type of thing, if you think about it, comes up with this tribulation. Who is he? He's not connected to Judaism or the original church back in the disciples or Jesus. How does some guy come out in the mid 1800s with this? So that's not it. And I was thinking with Maya, it's like, okay, how do we do because with her video, she uses graphics. She's talking about lighting. This is a brief conversation. Lighting, camera, whatever. Okay, great. But what's that gonna? And she did a lot of research, and boy, I want to borrow her brain because I don't know if I could do the research she did, but if she's willing to share, which it sounds like she is, she can help this YouTube channel, possibly, probably. So that's an idea, and I could share that one 100 times too, because I'm a big I want to know how the story ends type of guy. I don't know about you. How does the story end, and do I have to wait till it happens, or can I know in advance and have some certainty? We don't know the date or the time, but we can know the season, that kind of thing, and really to have clarity in that regard. And so Leon, we're talking about him talking to me for 3 or 4 hours, and possibly our friend Dave if he's interested. But I'm interested for sure. But I thought, let's do a resource guide. Just, hey, 30 minutes, some amount of time. Like, okay, you're really interested in this? Go to this, check this out, do your research. Boom, it's out there. And then we don't have to have all this back and forth and suppositions, conjecture about what is it going to look like, because that's what it is. Everyone's got their own theory on it, and I think from a Jewish perspective, they don't have 1,000 different. There's one, and I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting. So I'm interested for me personally. I'm interested and willing to put that out there because I don't know. I'm sure it's out there, but just to do it in another way. So we're talking to this fellow about the social media. Just all I haven't heard back from Joseph, but we want to, and I have to maybe talk to Daryl about it. How do I consolidate this stuff? How do I got a website. I got 2 YouTube channels. I got SoundCloud. I got this, I don't have merch for sale on anything, so how do I do these things? So we'll see. And as far as she can hope, because I told her, I was like, someone suggested to me do a YouTube channel. I wasn't planning on it, but they helped me set it up. All right, I'll do it. So here we are, season 3, episode 41. Trump's going to thump. I have nothing to say about that at this time. And so you will be glorified. That was a big week for that. So first, today I saw, like I said, Pastor Evan, and he corresponded with me through email. I sent a message back. So we want to get together, coffee, and he needs to email me. He's planning on emailing me tomorrow. That's the plan. And I just very interested to see what he has. So I talked to him. Then I have my cousin from Austin, comes up once a year, but I haven't seen him in a long time. So he has published sheet music. He can 100% do it. No doubt about it. But he said he's busy. He might be too busy for his own stuff. So that's where I'm like, oh. But he does get checks here and there for $20 for stuff he published years and years ago. Isn't that amazing? You work once, you get paid. That's passive income, right? So it's not big amounts, but it shows what the potential is, just like with mine and her YouTube channel. So there's all these ways of doing things. It's always nice to see something, and then can you scale it, right? So he's here till Wednesday, but I guess we can hopefully work on it through probably Zoom or something. But he seemed open to it, so I was happy about that. Now he's coming from a Catholic perspective, but I think in some of their stuff, they do deal with Christian contemporary music. So anyway, we'll see what happens. That song in quite a while, maybe in 2+ years, all happened today. So very good. Current events. So we had the Prime Minister of Japan, the former, assassinated, and then God rest his soul. Sounds like, from what I hear, maybe people can try to whatever. I don't study Japanese politics, but it seems to me he's a patriot. He loves his country. Apparently, I saw the video. Not a lot of protection for him, the way there would be here. Sad. Preventable, but maybe there were never threats the way there's been killings of. I mean, how many presidents have been assassinated here? I don't know how it's been there, but the way that went down, it almost makes you think it's unheard of. I mean, this guy didn't have any resistance, and he got there easy. So that was sad. I just wanted to say, God rest his soul, and pray for his family, and pray for the people of Japan, because that's traumatic, and we're not in Japan. I'm not. But I noticed they're all wearing masks outside. It's just, oh my God. I guess China was locking down in April and May, and I'm in the international district a lot, and a lot of masks there. And it was so nice to drive across the country, really not see them. So it's different worlds, but yeah, that's the way it is. I mean, I don't know what's going on in Japan right now. We got people going back for the summer, so we're going to see. I want to have to hear what's going on. But from that video, it looked like everyone outside was wearing a mask. And I think in a place like Japan, they're all on board with whatever. Right here, we got different opinions. I think there it's a lot more, whatever people are doing, they're all going to do, probably China or anywhere. They don't want to stand out. They don't want to create any waves. So I'm going to get back to the rhymes. So here we go. And I came up, and I thank God for a couple good songs this week, but I wrote them down. They're too good. I couldn't try to memorize them and use them here. It's too good. So sober. I so much want to be so sober, so much so won't stop until it's over. The sober among us brung us thus far, though striving for some same see that shining star. Are we not up to snuff? Are we not on par? Why we keep falling back? Why it be so hard to do us right and escape unscarred? But ain't life a testing place, not a resting place? How could we be untouched with scripture so much about the devil's schemes, how he seeks to thwart dreams? Self-perspective is key in the midst of our iniquity, to keep pursuing what's been given thee, and that is our own God-inspired dream. So I got to sober up, get with it, because if I don't, it'd be like, forget it. But nah, sober up and take it one day at a time. Who's to say I can't make it till the end of this run? Let me lean on you, because you true blue through and through. I thank God for you and the whole rest of my crew. But nah, sober up and take it one day at a time. Who's to say I can't make it till the end of this run? But let me lean on you, because you true blue through and through. I thank God for you and the whole rest of my crew. So that's what's going on. That's cool. I didn't really step into the hook right, but that's what's up. That's kind of like that. That's a nice hook. I haven't done too many of those. It reminds me of, you hear a lot of these raps, probably the East Coast, 90s or what have you, but it'd be like that. All right, so that's verse 1 with the hook. And I can come on to verse 2. I hope I can maintain this, what I put out. Okay. And I'll probably just start it out the same way. What was interesting with my conversation with Jamal, he is saying that so many guys want a freestyle. which I respect a lot. And my coworker wanted a freestyle, which, by the way, I said, "Hey, man, you got me inspired to do a little concert on 4th of July. Thank you, man." And it's like, I could show you. Should I send you the video? It's like, no, show me tomorrow. Show you tomorrow, not now. And of course, I don't see him tomorrow or the next day. I'm like, I don't know, man. I think for him, he's like feeling the pain because I'm not doing anything big, but I'm doing something. And maybe for him, he's not even doing that, and it's painful. But I want to encourage people, let's just do what we can with what we got, So, but what Jamal was talking about, he's like, everyone wants a freestyle, but where's the thought? If you rhyme out the head, which is incredibly impressive, it's not from the heart. It's not thought out. And here, what I'm doing here, it's kind of in between that. I'm not taking a lot of time to develop these lyrics, but I am putting them on paper. But the other thing is you can't really monetize freestyle. It's just more of a, wow, that's really cool, whereas if you're making recordings. So that's the other reason I never thought freestyle was something I really want to pursue that hard. Because here, for me as a consumer of music, it's more like, that's impressive, but that's not a jam. I can't ride around listening to your freestyle. What am I supposed to do with that? It's exciting, it's an event, but it's not something that you can just, go with. So here goes verse 2. So sober. V2. V1. All right. Okay, how about I say this? I was so sober today. Was I so sober yesterday? Was I okay? Will I be okay? Who's to say? The mirror's to say. And so straight away, my life's on display. For the one who gave us this day. And so in the service today, I don't know, something about the way he was preaching, I had a thought that I probably hadn't thought is intense about the actual meeting God. Meeting God. I mean, we're all going to meet God. Can you believe that? I mean, we're on earth. We're kind of think about it. We kind of don't. We're really going to meet him one day. And I'll meet you all next week when I get back to the rhymes.